Okay, we'll talk about system calls and the APIs, where we have different APIs. Also in chapter 3 we talk about multi-threading, and to call for multi-threading is basically to segment a task of large volume into smaller subset, or we can say programs or subsequence, so that the program can execute more rapidly. So in multi-threading, to call a thread, we had to either we extend the class thread, or we use the interface runnable. Why do we need in multi-threading? Basically, not much to say that when you segment um, a thread into multiple threads, it makes the CPU to be more reactive and to permit it to be more vulnerable and less to avoid raise execution, raise condition to occur. And finally we did network programming. And in network programming we learn about sockets, and sockets in Java basically helps two terminals to communicate, where we did a lab concerning client and server programming. And there we first had to therefore for a socket to work, we had to emphasize on the local host. After the local host, we had to ensure that both are connected by maybe by two variables such as ss equals to s and all the rest. And throughout the socket and server, we had two examples. We had the first example where the server can only send to the client, and the client, and in the lab we had the interaction between the socket, between the server and the client. So I can basically say that for the system programming course, the two concepts that touch me, that I wish to use, is my Java in chapter 2 to be more prolific and to code, because during my internship most people ask for Java codes of use, like my billing, like for the billing account, where I wrote about a Java program where you had to enter documents from the billing section into the Java program and execute it to be transformed into a different file. So for me, the session that touches me most was the Java, and also the chapter 4 talking about network programming, because network programming will help me create, because I personally want to create a multi, like a WhatsApp or a Telegram, but of more volume, like of quality defined, because some people complain about maybe WhatsApp, that we cannot send message through, and we cannot send image through WhatsApp of high quality. So basically for the socket, I wish to, even for my final year program, I wish to develop a like a tracking messaging application using my system programming knowledge. And I think that's all about what I understood from the course. Thank you, sir.